Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello everybody, it's Jeff. It's been a while, I guess, a few days. Hope everybody's doing okay. The weather's getting nicer here and warmer, and Christ, it's nice to be young, but kids today, Christ, even when the weather's like 58 degrees, they're out in shorts and a t-shirt. Right. But that's what they do around here. When you live in this state, you're born in this state, you got a thick skin. And I suppose, when you live in the South and you're born in the South, when it's 60 degrees, you're walking around like this, But up here, it's different. It's like summer weather here for us, So, but that's what's going on here. And the mall is potentially going to be sold to another company. The Bangor Mall, I found out today, and I don't. It's not sold yet, but someone's looking to buy it, and they didn't say who it was. And one of the things that they said they wanted to do with the mall is they wanted to turn it into a marketplace, and they want to put housing there. So they want to do two things with the property, which means they're probably, looking at maybe wrecking the building or something if they're going to build on that property. I don't know what that means for the anchor stores. I really don't. I mean, are they going to force JCPenney out? Are they going to force Dick's Sporting Goods out? I mean, I don't know. I know that the furniture store the lady's going, closing up the furniture store, and someone has bought that anchor store, so maybe that's the same part of the same company. I don't know. A lot is unknown right now about what the mall is going to do, but the company that has had it, Nam Bar or whatever the fuck it is, sounds like a video game company. They haven't done a very stellar job with it. They promised a lot of things when they bought it, and they haven't delivered a fucking thing. In fact, the mall just continued to deteriorate under them. So now they're looking to sell it. They want to get rid of it. They spent a lot of money on roof repair, and they haven't done a good job at that. So they just don't want to mess with it anymore. And it goes to show, what kind of company they are. They bragged about how good they were with malls and stuff, but the proof is in the pudding. We don't see that here. I also heard that the airport mall is probably going to change ownership. I don't know what that means. I don't think they're going to do any renovation with it, because you got Hannaford owns about a half of that mall, and then you got Job Lots, and then you got Marshalls, and the only part of the mall that isn't being used is that little middle section there. So I don't know. I think they're probably not going to wreck or tear down anything. I think they're just changing ownership over there. But maybe the new owners might consider doing something with the part of the mall they're not using right now, and haven't used for years, So hopefully they'll have something for that. So anyway, today Pam Bondi has been fired. Yesterday they were saying that Donald Trump was thinking about doing it, and today he did it. Do I think there was something behind the scene? I think Pam Bondi, if she has a brain, probably decided to quit after the raping they gave her on the House floor a couple weeks ago, which everyone's still making jokes about. She really blundered that thing, and I think it was after that she probably decided that's it, and maybe just wanted to leave, and maybe they just made it sound like that Trump fired her when she really just quit. I don't know. But I can't see how any normal person would want to stay at that job after the raking they gave her, in front of the whole world, because it was all televised. And her excuses were transparent. Her lies were so ridiculous. She just wasn't capable of defending herself against the things they were accusing her of, and showing her what she did wrong. She could not fucking defend herself. And like I said, it came off as a parody. I mean, some of us couldn't even believe the things she was saying as a reason for stuff. So I'm not surprised. Kristi Noem, wasn't surprised she was outed. Pam Bondi, same thing with that. I just don't think. And I saw that some pictures of Kristi Noem's husband leaked out with him wearing a fake bra, not bra, but like breasts, women's breasts, that he was posting himself online with, and that somehow that leaked out, and it's him, okay, and she ain't denying it, but I'm thinking, what is it with these kind of people who are out there trying to tout family values and stuff, and then they turn around and you find out that, one or the other or both are mixed up with some nasty little scandal, it's like, yeah, anyway, there's pictures all on the internet about what, her husband doing this, and it's like the most bizarre thing I ever saw. Why was he doing, I don't know. But it probably explains why Kristi Noem was running around on him with somebody else, because she probably knew he was up to doing stuff like that and didn't want anyone to find out, but she wasn't going to stay with this guy in any way. And I felt like, what the fuck is this, but it didn't matter because she's already gone, so they can let the cats out of the bag as far as I'm concerned. But here's the thing with these two women. They had to consider their future and whatever job that they plan on. I mean, because they're still young women, right? I mean, they're not that old. They still have life to live, and they still going to need work to make money. So their names have been dragged through the mud, essentially. Nobody likes these two women. Okay? That's why we all aren't surprised that they're gone now. But they had to think about that, which is why I still say Pam Bondi just wanted to leave, okay? Because I don't think, looking at how things are turning out for her, that her career would have any validity to it, okay? It would just be a waste of time, because she'll be putting her application here and there. Who the hell's going to hire her after that? Everyone's going to think of her as a laughingstock now, okay? So when you go and do what she did, standing up for a pedophile, standing up for a child molester, standing up for a liar, standing up for a warmonger, and lie all the way back, okay, the public didn't like her, nobody liked her, and I'm talking about both these women, I guess, not just one, but nobody liked these women, okay? They were clowns. And we didn't like them when Trump suggested them taking the jobs that they got, and we like them even less now. So yeah, their career as they know it, I would say, is pretty much over. They couldn't even get a job bagging groceries right now because everybody knows their face. I mean, every night on the comedy shows, everybody's laughing and making jokes of them, and I mean, come on. It's like Sarah Palin. Remember Sarah Palin? Governor of Alaska? Oh, everybody fucking, made fun of her. And that stigma followed her the rest of her life, okay? Because, how, dim-witted she seemed, and the crazy things she would say, and she was mild in comparison to Bondi and Kristi Noem, okay? She was mild, okay? But she was the beginning of what was going to come later. But nobody liked her. Sarah Palin, nobody liked her, and for good reason, because she just wasn't honest, and she was phony in a way, and she wasn't as smart as people wanted her to think she was, wasn't very worldly, I think, knowledgeable about things. So, it was a sad thing that, John McCain had to have her running, sidekick to him. I mean, he deserved better than that. I really think that was a disgrace, to give him her. But let's just say, Trump did fire her, okay? If he did, I think it was, because he was pissed off that Bondi didn't do a much better job trying to defend him with this Epstein crap. And I'd like to think that maybe Pam Bondi did know everything, okay? I mean, because if she had other people redacting stuff, how, I don't know. I just think, how can you hide something like that anyway? What attorney general would even be able to and not make themselves look like they're aiding and abetting a criminal? And that's what it looked like with her. But Trump expected her to work miracles around his crimes. I mean, it's like, Christ, it's like, there's a building burns to the ground and you give them a sheet to try to hide what, it's like, come on. The scope of what Trump was doing was so big, Pam Bondi or any attorney general would be really unable to fucking hide that. I mean, come on, be realistic, because even with her trying to block and hide everything that was going on with that, people were still getting information. People were still seeing stuff there, and it wasn't good, So we know that this is a big thing, because if she couldn't hide it, I mean, look, the Watergate thing, how successful were they at hiding that? Okay, and that's a much smaller thing, a much smaller crime, the Watergate. But this went global. This was a crime that went around the world because it involved a lot of other people, wealthy people. There's no fucking way one person is going to be able to cover the friggin' footprints of that. No fucking way. And it was ridiculous that Trump expected her to work, snap her fingers and it's all gone. What did he think the Attorney General is? A magician? So he deliberately put her in an impossible situation. Okay, and she wasn't prepared for that. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, she just was not prepared to be able to deal with a man like Trump. Any other president she might have been okay with. But this guy, you had to have a caliber of an attorney general unmatched by anybody else in the fucking country, okay? And Pam Bondi just did not measure up, okay? That's just how I look at it. So I think sooner or later she was going to have to leave. Either she would quit or he would fire her, but she wasn't going to stay the whole fucking term because she would be buried, okay, under a mountain of shit, and there would be no way to dig herself out of it. And so, yeah, that's why people, and not just me, but lots of people expected this to happen, that she would have to give up that job. And I don't know much about this person that he replaced her with. I don't know if it's a temporary position or if I don't know. But whoever's going to get this, I don't envy them the task of what they're going to have to do to protect Trump. Okay, because Trump isn't helping. He keeps, running off at the mouth, putting his foot in it every fucking day there, And as an attorney general, you'd want him to shut his mouth. But see, the problem with the way things have been going is attorney general has been protecting the president. Their job does not mean protect the president. It means, being there for the people. She's supposed to watch over the president to make sure he doesn't fuck up. Okay? That's what the attorney general's for. Instead, Trump reversed that role. He made Pam Bondi his personal lawyer, and that isn't the job of an attorney general. Okay, so like I said, there were so many red flags with this, and it's not going to change. No matter who takes this job, things aren't going to change. It's just going to be the same lies and the same tactics with a different face, and Pam Bondi is probably going to go on a lengthy vacation somewhere and get the hell away from Dodge, And I'm thinking, well, don't come back for a long time, because people know your face. They recognize you. Unless you want to disguise yourself, you're not going to get a job. When they see the name Pam Bondi or whatever the hell your real name might be, they're not going to want you. Your credibility has been crushed and shattered before your eyes. I mean, it's impossible to come out of that. I mean, there's a lot of people that worked in positions of a presidential administration that after they were done, you never see them anymore. I mean, that's it. They just go into seclusion somewhere, and that's it. You never hear from them ever again. I think maybe that's what's going to happen with her, is she's just going to try to disappear and never be seen again. But people are always going to remember her name, because she made such an ass of herself, and for Trump, probably the worst attorney general we've ever had in this country. Very lacking in skills and professionalism on her part. So I just feel like that's really the way it's going to end with her. So anyway, let's go to a commercial break. We'll be back.
I'm Alex Curtis. I'm a lobsterman in Maine, and this is me.
I'm Roxy Sugar, and this is me.
I'm Eric Hopkins. I'm an artist, and this is me.
This is me.
Me.
This is me.
This is me.
At the end of the journey, the main thing is you, original.
Thank you. Oh, secret of a life of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband, Brian, or Brione. The pouting, busty bimbo photos and trove of explicit messages. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about Brian because I fully support a man's right to choose his cup size. Who I am going to talk about is the other busty bimbo in this marriage, Kristi Noem. Because for me, it is peak irony that she was so focused on locking up children in cages, but she should have been locking up her bras. So concerned about a secure border, but she couldn't even secure her own underwear drawer. I mean, I could focus on the hypocrisy of it all, right? How conservatives are constantly attacking the LGBTQIA community or attacking people for what they do in the privacy of their own homes. And then shit like this always comes out, but that's obvious. What I want to do is call bullshit on Kristi Noem's statement that she said she was blindsided and then had the audacity to ask for prayers and privacy. Girl, prayers for what? You are such an advocate for separating families. This is right up your alley. And you mean to tell me you had no idea what was going on? You were so qualified to be the Secretary of Homeland Security, but didn't know what was going on in your own home? You've been married to that tig old biddy since 1992. You mean to tell me you didn't know? Oh, I was born on a day, but not yesterday, Kristi. I would bet your former department's budget that you knew exactly what was happening. And like many conservative couples that doth protest too much, you and your husband probably had a pact where you said, you do you, and I'll do Corey Lewandowski. Many, many times on a taxpayer-funded plane, right? Now that I got that out of my system, there is the part of me that is also Christian. And if someone asks me to pray for them, I have to oblige. So here goes. Kristi Noem's husband, who art in those kinky chat rooms, Hollow be thy D cup. Oh, it gives Victoria's Secret a whole new meaning, doesn't it? Christy, I love this for you. And karma comes in all forms, including a busty bimbo. Anyways, bye!
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the militant parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
When she steps up to the podium, you feel it like a poison that's injected in your skin. If a nasty truth is present, she'll conceal it. She's the malignant reigning queen of spin. But it isn't just her bratty girl defiance, or the way she puts on knee pads for the boss. It's in how she's made duplicity a science, when it's really just a mournful nation's loss. Not so sweet, Caroline, you're a hack, you're a swine, as you cross every line, acting blameless. Not so sweet, Caroline, how you bitch, how you whine, and you lie by design, you are shameless. When she opens up her briefing book, she curdles, unpacking all her patronizing lies. 'Cause squeezed inside those power spanks and girdles is really just a villain in disguise. Reporters roll their eyes at her, deflecting, as she eyes the crowd and goes in for the kill. But not unlike the Botox she's injecting, she's as phony as a $7 bill. Not so sweet, Caroline, you're a hack, you're a swine, as you cross every line, acting blameless. Not so sweet, Caroline, how you bitch, how you whine, and you lie by design, you are shameless. Love it or leave it, it's all a day's work, regardless the damage she does. Lying, defying, she's just a big jerk. This country just ain't what it Not so sweet, Caroline, you're a hack, you're a swine, as you cross every line, acting blameless. Not so sweet, Caroline, how you bitch, how you whine, and you lie by design. You are shameless. Not so sweet, Caroline, you're a hack, you're a swine, as you cross every line.
Am I really that bad? What a stupid question.
How you bitch, how you whine, and you lie by design, you are shameless.
DoorDash Girl, the sneaky spy who brings the fries.
She delivers, she discovers, snap and share it all.
Press the crash out button and... I'm the victim! DoorDash Girl, the villain next door.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet, Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
Be a part of the entertainment value of a lifetime.
I loved it.
It was the best performance I've seen in a lifetime.
I loved the show. I liked it very much. He's a very entertaining man. It's well worth the money.
Now appearing in Charlottetown, coming to Halifax November 6th to the 18th, and St. John November 20th through the 26th.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. All right, so there's an article here I want to read here, and it's from Jack Cocchiarella, entitled Pete Hegseth, caught in $1 million Iran stock fraud as broker leaks it all. The most corrupt administration in history. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth's broker reportedly sought to invest millions of dollars in major defense contractors during the run-up to the Iran war. In the weeks leading up to the initial February 28th attack on Iran, Hegseth's financial broker inquired about a multi-million-dollar investment in BlackRock's Defense Industrials active ETF, according to the Financial Times. The Financial Times cited 3 people familiar with the incident who claimed the inquiry arrived on behalf of a high-profile potential client and was flagged internally at BlackRock. The fund is designed to help investors pursue growth opportunities by investing in companies that may benefit from increased government spending on defense and security amid geopolitical fragmentation and economic competition. As was spelled out in BlackRock's official website. Among the holdings of the IDEF are companies that count the Department of Defense among its top customers, according to the Financial Times. The outlet also found that Hegseth's investment did not go through because the fund was too new and not yet available for Morgan Stanley's clients to pursue. The news comes amid growing scrutiny of highly profitable trades made in prediction and financial markets ahead of major policy decisions by President Trump's administration. On March the 23rd, Trump called Hegseth, quote, the first, unquote, to advocate for the Iran war. For more updates on this, stay tuned. Okay. Amazing that, 5 weeks in, Trump wants to blame someone else for starting his war. As sleazy as the drunk defense secretary there is, only the orange mushroom could do that. And Pete, didn't he ever get tired of watching this friggin' guy, Trump, and all the pedophile chief racking all the dough, so you thought you would try to hand at a fraud while this was all going on? He thought he could try and do something like that, and not while everybody was watching, that he could get away with that. I just the balls on this man to do this when everybody's like watching them. committing a crime with a spotlight on you, committing a robbery while the spotlight is on you, okay? And he thought, you know, I could do a fraud thing here or something, you know, and it's I don't know, you know, it's like these people that he hires, the first thing they think of is how can I screw over the people? It's not how can I do my job to serve the people as a public servant, it's how can I fuck over the American people? You know, you see what I'm saying? So, knowing what we know about Pete Hegseth even before he got the job, okay, knowing how his mother feels about him, none of this makes any surprise to anybody, okay? He's a crook. Okay, he's a big mouth crook is what he is. And he can't do the job. I can guarantee you he's probably got a ton of fucking advisors telling him how to do his job, but he doesn't know how to do it. And while he's doing it, at the same time, he's scheming and plotting in his head on how can I twist this to make some money or to, you know, do something, you know. So basically, he's in a job that he's going to abuse. That's what he's doing, okay? And being the first person to call for a war in Iran, well, that's like, you know, saying, yes, let's do this so I can start my scam. And that's what they did. But you see, people don't like Pete Hegseth. And that's why this information got out so quickly. Okay, they don't like him. And they're watching what he's doing, and I mean closely. So for him to try to do something like this and think he was going to get away with it was really ballsy and, you know, and stupid, okay? Because nobody would have done that in broad daylight, as I, you know, was trying to point out. Nobody would do that in broad daylight, okay? And, you know, what usually would happen, somebody doing that, and after that administration is gone, then it kind of leaks out over time, okay? But never while it was happening. I mean, this guy, the minute he started this thing, bang, they caught him. It's almost like they were following him step by step. They knew he was up to something, okay? Now, what does that mean for the war? It means that this war isn't really what we all think it's about. I really don't think it has a damn thing to do about anything except trying to make money for people here at home. Even the gas prices, as they climb higher, as we approach summer, this is not about what Iran making this happen. This is about the oil companies making more money. The fact that Trump is releasing some of the National Reserves oil, okay? Who's going to buy that? Okay, that's making money for the country, which in turn, you know, goes back into the hands of the fucking oil companies as we buy oil. Okay, so it's you know, we're looking at profiteering here on an immense scale because we're actually going into war to create it. The block of the Hormuz, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump wanted that to happen, just to give the oil executives an excuse to start jacking up the fucking oil prices. And when they did that, he says, okay, I'm going to give you some of the country's oil on top of that. And then you can charge people the same high price no matter how much oil we give you, and you're going to make all kinds of money. Okay? People will still, I mean, I don't know why people thought the oil prices would go down once the National Reserves was opened up. No, that's not the way it works. They're just going to take that oil and sell it at the same goddamn price they've been selling the oil they already have. Okay? That's what they're doing. Because I think they know people will buy less gas, travel less, and, you know, they're just going to, that's just going to keep them the prices high. Because now they got more oil to sell. Okay? And remember, we don't just sell to the United States, we sell to other countries too. I mean, you know, Japan gets some of it, and, you know, I can't remember the other names of the countries that do, but we ship oil around. So this is all benefiting the oil companies, which is what Trump likes to do for his friends, the people who bankrolled his fucking second term. He's giving them back that and then everything else on top of it. So I think really that's what this whole mess overseas is all about. It has not a damn thing to do about Iran and their ability to make nukes, whether they have them or not, or anything like that. This is about dragging this thing out as long as he can, so they can keep the price of gas up high, the price of oil up high. What is it? It's over 100 and something bucks a barrel. Okay, keep it way up there as long as he can, until somebody pulls the string on it and stops it. I don't know who that'll be or how that'll happen, but you know, this is what it's going to be. You know, it doesn't help the economy in any fucking way when you do stuff like this. It doesn't. I mean, how the hell do you expect people to travel, as it were, you know, during the summer? People want to go places. We always get hit with high gas prices during the summer, but this is ridiculous. I mean, we're not even in summer yet, and they're already high. Okay? And so I don't expect that people are going to be doing much of anything this summer. That's not good news for the small businesses out there who make money on tourists and stuff like that. That's not good. They don't like to hear that. I remember, when was it, last year, when the Canadians said they weren't going to come to the United States because they were pissed off about what Trump was saying about Canada, and what that did to this state, just Maine in general. I mean, it turned Maine into a fucking ghost town during the summer. There was no flea markets. The hotels were empty. I mean, the restaurants were, you know, like, you might as well shut their doors. When they didn't come down here, nothing happened. Nothing moved around here. Okay? It looks like we're going to have to go through that again. Okay? I mean, I don't know if these people are, you know, have decided they're going to come back, especially after the ICE fiasco. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. Maine's not the only state that's going to suffer from this shit, you know. A lot of states, they're going to suffer from that. And then you find out about what Hegseth was trying to do, and that just makes it all the more sour, you know, that we're even involved in this. You know, there isn't a damn thing that Trump has done that hasn't revealed itself to be some kind of a scam or a scandal. I mean, have we ever had a president with this many fucking scandals going on at the same time as we have with this one? I don't think so. I mean, I like to read history, and I like, you know, learning about history, but I can't think of anybody that comes close to Trump, or at least his administration, on the number of scandals that have happened. Okay, I think he's even outdone himself in the first term. The first term was pretty bad, but I think he's outdoing himself this time, or at least him and his staff. Okay, they really outdone themselves here with crookedness. I mean, we're going to be sifting through this shit for decades about what Trump did. I mean, I can just see all the fucking movies that are going to be made about this man, and all the shock that's going to go out there to the people watching that they didn't know about. Now all of a sudden they know about it, and why we didn't act sooner to get rid of this guy. Okay, I think that's the way, you know, it shakes down when it comes to finding out the hard way that we did the wrong thing when we put him in the White House. So, like this thing here, you know, of course there's going to be more talk about this, because this article was like yesterday or the day before this come out about Hegseth. But for each person that he appointed, each one of them has fucking scandal. Every damn one of them. Okay? So how long is it going to take for Trump to get rid of Hegseth, I wonder? You know? Does anyone think that he's going to be fired or whatever? Maybe. I don't know. Depends on, you know, how bad can get for him, you know. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, some of the lengths that these people are going through to do their jobs and to do it in a dishonest way is astounding. I mean, it really is. I mean, they just can't do anything with any honor or anything like that. These people don't know anything about that. Let me see here. I don't know if this is going to show up here. It probably won't. Let me see. I just want to Let's see, get this damn picture here. Come on, come on. Load. Trying to get this picture out here. No, I don't think it's gonna load. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to show you a picture of Kristi Noem's husband there wearing that stupid fake breasts. Like I said, you could probably find it on your own. Just put in Kristi Noem and her husband or something, and the picture's gonna come up because it's all over the damn place if you ain't seen it. It's the most bizarre thing that ever come out of a scandal for I don't know. I just thought that was like, what? So what is he, a cross-dresser or something like that? I don't know. But like I said, it just seemed like, you know, maybe that's the reason why she was running around on him. But, you know, I mean, she herself has got enough bizarre shit around her too, you know. A very odd couple, as one might say. So, anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for today, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. So subscribe, comment, and share. Have a good Easter this Sunday, and you know, keep your ears open for health issues out there, and help each other out. You know, be neighborly, be friendly. We all need that right now to counterbalance the bullshit that we're being inundated with here. We really need it. I can see it on people's faces. They don't even want to talk about the crap going on because it's so overwhelming. People want to escape from it, and I can totally understand that. So just be helpful. I'll talk to you guys later.